said it like 5 fucking times. Thank fucking God that someone was filming and decided to post it, because if not, you know what I would be doing today? I would be so fucking stressed being like, okay, do I have to disrupt my stuff that I have planned to announce that this thing happened to me and let people know that it could happen to them? So thank fucking God for that guy. Like, thank you so
Yeah, and this is why I always say, chat, like, this is not just advice related to TwitchCon or like female streamers getting assaulted or even male streamers getting assaulted. This is just good advice overall. Even if you are unsure how you can help or you don't feel like you can personally be involved or get involved for X, Y, or Z reason, you should always record. You have a phone, you have a smartphone that has, most people who have smartphones, your smartphone actually has really good camera capabilities. So absolutely, absolutely. If you ever can record, please record, because you don't know when your recording will help. And worst case scenario, you have some useless recording, you can just delete it afterward. So, and if it wasn't filmed, a lot of people probably would be denying it. Yeah, yeah. I saw something that I wanted to read that was funny. I'm tempted to type Denims for TwitchCon Security 2026, but that falsely asserts no one else could have come up with better security ideas, LMFAO. And that's like the thing. It's like, I'm not a security specialist. Okay. I don't even, my understanding of security is about as good as everybody else's. This is just common sense shit. This just feels like common sense shit that every single authorized entrance or exit would be guarded. And that no one would be allowed unless you did your background check, you signed up for the event, or if you're with that creator, they either have to personally come and get you, or they can have an authorized member of their team come and get you. Like, because at that point, then no one can get upset if like S-Fan says, oh yeah, no. I'll send like my manager to go get them. And the manager goes and gets them and they weren't allowed there. That's not, at that point, Twitch is not like at fault. Not legally. I'm just talking like colloquially. I think all of us would be like, damn, if he sent his manager and like if Emiru said, in this specific context, obviously it wouldn't happen in this case because that guy was a total stranger. But if Emiru's manager went and got that guy and she was like, oh, I know this guy. And then she brought him in and then he did that. Twitch could be like, we're really sorry. Like that. We had the manager come and vet him and she said it was okay. And that's the only reason we let him through. You know, if you would like us to change our protocol, we're happy to do so. We thought that this was acceptable. Because then again, this is just, like, I feel like this is common sense. I feel like this is really common sense. And I don't feel like this would take that much more effort or even like money to like just secure the entrances and exits. Fuzla even said some people in her meet and greet line didn't even sign up for the slot. What the?
So much for doing that.
Is pepper spray allowed? Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure pepper spray is not allowed in California. It's possible that it's, wait, it might not be allowed in LA. It might be allowed in California. I don't know about the legislation in San Diego. There's a lot of like mace is not allowed in LA. I'm pretty sure like tasers are not allowed unless something has changed recently. So I would be very cautious about telling people to like arm themselves because I don't know that that's also, yeah, especially in a convention. I don't know that you want to mace someone inside of a closed air, like a closed zone, like inside of a building.
And I would just encourage everyone just to stand the fuck up. Stand up for yourself, stand up for other people. Because if you don't, look what fucking happens, which is crazy because I saw Valkyrie, I saw Pokey, I saw Hassan, I saw Cutie saying, I don't really want to go to TwitchCon because I don't feel safe. And everyone was saying that they were stupid or overreact. Not everyone, but a lot of people. A large portion of people were saying that. And Twitch's response to that was to be like, oh, don't worry, everyone else. We up security. I should have listened to them. Especially because, I mean, a lot of people know stuff like this has happened to me in the past, and I just keep going. Like, I'm the kind of person that's like, you know what? I'm not gonna let a shitty person or a shitty thing ruin my life or like what's going on for me, you know what I mean? Fuck it, we ball. So I was like, I'm gonna go anyway. I'm just gonna be smart. I'm gonna pay for security. I'm only gonna do my show. How is someone gonna...
Oh, also I wanted to read this as well. This is also like fucked. Denims, did I tell you about how I emailed Twitch about security months ago and then they gave me a brush off LMAO? I mean, I remember that like last year and the year before when I did 2 different panels, like there was the year last year where I got banned for 30 days for a fucking hummus tier list, for a Habibi tier list. But we were concerned about security, like we were concerned about safety. And the year before that, we were talking about like you know, being meta in the current political climate. Because this was, you know, during rising tensions regarding Israel and Palestine. And I mean, I was a little bit concerned. And this staff basically were just like, yeah, there'll be security, don't worry. I was like, you're banned from con? No, I got banned for 30 days because I got brigaded because people insisted that a BB tier list was anti-Semitic because I made fun of Sabra hummus.
Attack me at my show.
I'm more than allowed to go to TwitchCon. I just decided I didn't want to go this year.
I'm only doing my meet and greet. How the fuck would they get into a meet and greet? It's roped off with security. Nope. Nope. Lesson learned. And also after it happened, Twitch did offer if I wanted some of their Twitch security. I was like, I'm good, bro. But I was lucky enough that Clemens, who's one of my usual security guards, flew out from Austin, Texas this morning to be there with me today. Have to go to lengths like that. And I have 2 other security guards. One of them's Amazon's, but I have my personal security guard that I feel comfortable with is like my main guy. And they said that they like changed security for the show and stuff. But yeah, I'm just done. Like, this is the kind of thing that it's like, once you break the trust for something like this, you're never getting it back. I'm sorry, you're just not. Like, it's not like this is the first time that something like this has happened. So like the trust was already kind of broken, and that caused a lot of people not want to come. Like, for example, people were talking about how last year, Nick, NMPLOL, and Wake Wilder, got assaulted. A guy literally walked up to Nick on stream and licked his nipple, which again, if that wasn't filmed on.
And also, like, I hate to be the woke of the day on this one, but like, that's sexual assault. Like, just because it's like, oh, it's a funny gag because it's happening to a man, it's like, it's still sexual assault.
Stream, would anything have been done? I don't fucking know. And they didn't even make like an official announcement about it. They didn't reach out to Nick, as far as I know. He was saying that last year. So if they did reach out to him, it was way after the con.
No, it's not even woke even. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I say stuff and people think it's woke. It's also like, I understand where everyone's coming from. Oh my God. Ugh, this is going to sound so pick-me. I'm going to fucking drink a cup of lava afterwards. But I've seen a lot of people talking about how like the female streamer, and I understand why people are saying this, like female streamers need more protection and security. And it is because like generally speaking, I do feel like female streamers attract more insane people than male streamers do, for sure. And I think that like there's a sense of entitlement that insane people have towards women that they don't necessarily have towards men. So it's like there is a disparity, and I get that, but I don't know how to say this without being a pick-me. The security should be upped for everyone, regardless of whether man or woman, regardless of like gender presentation, right? Like the only person that doesn't need security is like Canute, because like if you're trying to fuck with that guy, I don't know what the fuck you're thinking. Listen, he's just gonna hit you with the, "Whoa, what are you doing?" And then he's just going to choke you out immediately. Like that one's fair. Like that one, I get there like, bro, you are the security. You don't need security. We are not wasting money on security on your ass. I'd be like, you know what? Legit valid. But I don't know. I do think that like, and again, I do agree that women are disproportionately impacted. Women are disproportionately impacted by the crazy people that like want to assault them. But I think that the security should just be up for everybody. I think all the creators, regardless of gender identity, should feel safe and should feel secure and should feel like there's, that they're being protected by the platform. I think it's just more offensive when it's happening to so many female creators who already have stalkers. Who like actually have stalkers. Not chatters taking the Canute thing so seriously. There's always people that are going to take jokes seriously. It is what we got to weed them out, you know. If you took that Canute thing seriously, we got to weed you out, all right? I got to keep only funny chatters in here.
So it's like, did they just not think it was a big deal? Is it because Nick's a guy? Like, hello? I'm supposed to be working on my run of show right now. I am still doing the show, like I said, because of the production staff worked really hard on it, and the cosplayers involved worked really hard on it, so I still want to do it, but this is going to be my last TwitchCon show. I'm doing it with Baby No Money and Will Neff, So even though we haven't really had time to go over this in practice, it'll be fine. It'll be a shit show, but it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fun.
Listen, the best Twitch shows are always shit shows, okay? It's not pick me, it's just basic human decency and respect. Yeah, I just like, I don't want anyone to be like, you know, it's not, I don't want anyone to perceive it as me being like, you know, women have it hard, but men have it hard too, or some garbage like that. I don't want anyone to be reading into it that way. I just think that Twitch has I feel like people expect Twitch to protect all of its creators, and they just like don't protect any of them.
Lots of talented people working in Twitch production and all that. It's yeah. Anyway, how we feeling, guys? Yeah, I'm flying home tomorrow, and my security guard's gonna be accompanying me to fly home. But it's just sad, the world that we live in now. Like, to me, I don't even think of myself as like someone that needs to be protected or like someone important, but it's like,
she's mad for believing Twitch. I mean, trusting that your platform will have your back and then being betrayed by that platform is like next level fucked. This is not even remotely similar to what Emiru went through. Let me be very clear. These are not remotely similar, and I plan to say this multiple times in the duration of this story that I'm going to tell, but it's not like I would know anything about that. These are not remotely similar. Her experience was way more terrifying to go through. But the fact that I had a panel that was TwitchCon approved, and I expected Twitch to have my back, and then they just like fed into whatever the fuck people said about it, and they were like, well, it must be anti-Semitic, banned for 30 days. Okay, here we go. These are not remotely similar. What Emiru went through was way more terrifying. These are not remotely similar. My experience is not remotely similar to Emiru's experience. I am only highlighting one thing and only one thing, which is expecting your platform to have your back and then not having your back at all. It's totally fucked. Like, it's like totally, completely fucked. The breach of trust that you expect one thing and then you get something completely different. It's endemic of Twitch's priorities. Yeah. And again, these are not remotely similar. What Emiru went through is unbelievably traumatizing. And the fact that like she could have been seriously harmed. That guy easily could have wanted to fucking kill her. And the craziest part is what happened, and then they just fucking let him go as if he couldn't just go get a knife and come back. Like, let me just say, like, I don't know how she continued doing the rest of that. No, bro, his account was banned for 30 days. Total bullshit. Get banned because you went on Twitch panel is crazy, even though you had I literally had no idea what was happening on the show. I showed up. I was like, okay, well, it's TwitchCon approved, so it's probably fine. Like, I know Twitch will take care of its creators. TwitchCon wouldn't approve a panel that they disagreed with and just get banned for 30 days. Again, these are not remotely similar situations. I was never in physical harm. I've never felt physically harmed at TwitchCon. These are not the same, even a little bit. These are not the same. These are not similar. The only part that I'm comparing is feeling betrayed by your platform. Okay, great. That should be really hard to clip, chimp.
You know, I was talking about how, like, I wanted to buy a new hamster recently. I was thinking about how if I want to do that on stream, I'd have to hire security to go buy a fucking hamster. And like I said, I spent over $10,000 alone just to come to TwitchCon for security. I've probably spent close to 6 figures total.
Like, let me just say, is it not fucking insane that some guy got up close and personal with Emiru, was allowed through, and then got the same ban duration that I did for a tier list? This guy literally sexually assaulted someone, and then he got my ban. Like, hello? What the fuck? Hello?
Going to cons and stuff on security. And again, it's not like this only happens to people of my size. This happens to girls or guys with 50 viewers. What the fuck are they supposed to do? They can't afford that. It's like, you gotta just deal with it, that's another thing. I could have fucking died yesterday. But yeah, obviously, I'm gonna be making my own personal changes going forward. I already have, like, for years, but I'm just really hurt and disappointed by how everything was set up by Twitch and like how it was handled after. Like, honestly, that was upsetting me more and making me more angry last night than everything else. Like, it's like, okay, you know, any person can be walking on the street and get assaulted. Like, yeah, it's fucking horrible. It's fucking horrible. But why do I have to worry about that happening? The convention for the place that I work. I don't know if I'm just talking in circles now, but I don't know, guys. Y'all wanna see my fit for the show? Ugh. Bonnie helped me put it together, and I've got the heels. Show's in fucking 28 minutes. Fuck me. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm just gonna try to have fun. Try to, like, you know, let the cosplayers and people that came to participate in it shine. And then I'm going home. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm trying to remember if I forgot to touch anything.
It kind of just shows how they're completely out of their depth with how to even begin going about security. They should just start off by listening to their streamers, consulting with security enlisted, recommended by their streamers, redesign, redeploy OPSEC from the ground up for all IRL events. And then even then, trust has already been broken. Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest problem is just like Twitch plays like this middle ground that's really bad for both Twitch and creators. So YouTube has a really hands-off policy where they just kind of like don't ever talk to creators, and like it's kind of this amorphous blob. This like you can't. It is a corporation. When you talk about YouTube, you're talking about the corporation that is YouTube. It doesn't feel like there are people there. It's just like this is the corpo, right? And so when Twitch tries to do this thing where they like, we talk to creators, but then they don't listen to their advice, they get like the worst of both worlds where they get flamed because they're pretending to care, but they're not actually enlisting any of the things that their creators are saying they should enlist, or like any of the methods that they think that should be used. You get a hold of YouTube through Twitter campaigns, and even then, not really. Like the only people that get banned off of YouTube are like child predators, and that's it. Everybody else just fucking, it's so hard to get YouTube to do anything. So either they have to go in one direction or another. They either have to be untouchable in the sense that like they just run a really fun event and everything else, like who gives a fuck? You know, it's just the wild, wild west. You know, everyone vouch for themselves, defend themselves. Or they run an event that like actually gets input from creators and actually take the input from creators. Might also be might be an issue of numbers. The only way to get on top of security is by limited the number of attendees. I don't know though, because like Anime Expo is always fucking packed. And I feel like TwitchCon, from the videos I've seen, it hasn't even been packed. Like, if anything, 2021 TwitchCon was like, it sold out really quickly because it was post-COVID and everyone missed going. And it was so packed in there, and I felt like there weren't security issues the way that there are security issues this year.
I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, this stream fucking sucked. I feel like I'm being forced to do a press conference because it's like, if I don't say these things, no one is going to. And then they're just gonna act like it never happened next year. Great, love it. Remember when I was just a girl in Kansas playing League in my room, and the worst thing that ever happened to me was someone said I was like a boosted whore in chat or something? Wish I could go back to that.
I'm here right now. It's nowhere near what a Comic-Con is. Yeah.
Ugh. What else? Shout out to my friends, all the people that reached out to me. I remember Lakari in particular was like, yo, Emmy, you need another security guard? I can be there. I'll make sure that I'll keep you safe. Lakari offered to be an extra security guard. I was like, aw, thanks, bro. Yeah, my brain is mush, bro. I'm cooked. But yeah, this was kind of like, I guess you could say like a climax for me in my character development. Cause this year already, I know there's a lot of people that watch me that are kind of similar to me in some regards in terms of being like a more like timid or like glass half full type of person, or like wanting to believe the best in people type of person. I still believe that you can be that way, and I still believe that I'm still that way, but I've definitely come to realize, and I really want everyone to really think about this, you have to stand the fuck up for yourself, for other people, because if you don't, there's a lot of people who are just gonna take the easy, lazy route because it doesn't affect them, so they don't care. Like a lot of the people that were hired to work on this event. And I've been through so many horrible things. I don't want things like this to happen to other people, or at least for it to not be that easy for it to happen to other people. I do feel like it's partially my responsibility. I mean, not to like make sure things don't happen, but to let people know that these kinds of things happen, because they should know. And again, it's crazy that nothing was said about this publicly or to other creators who had similar events as me until there was a viral clip. But yeah, it's been crazy weekend. Crazy fucking weekend. But yeah, I love you guys. I'm not gonna stop streaming. I'm not gonna stop, you know, trying to interact with fans in a safe way. Maybe no more convention streams, which is sad because I love convention streams, but I mean, it is what it is. You can't control the weather, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just really hope that nothing else happens to anyone else this weekend, that we're not hearing any more terrible stories. And I really feel like the only way to hold people accountable is to show that it's not okay by, for example, like I was saying, creators not going to these events, because a lot of these tickets are sold via meet and greets, like what I was doing. And I really feel like I was treated like cattle or merchandise. Cause why is no one there making sure I'm safe like a person? Why are the security guards joking and laughing and be like, oh, I didn't even see what happened? Ugh, it's crazy, man. I wanna play fucking Mega Bonk, bro. So fucking annoying. So fucking annoying. And yeah, I don't even care if I lose any like opportunities or anything for talking about this, because it's fucking insane. And another thing I've realized is sometimes if you don't say something, no one else is going to. Sometimes you have to be the one that, you know, steps up and starts the conversation. And yeah, like I said, this isn't even the first thing that happened, because my friends Nick and Wake, it happened to them last year. And yeah, maybe just because they're men or something, it wasn't taken seriously, which is fucking insane. But yeah, stay safe, guys. Look out for your friends. You know, if you're here this weekend, you know, stay in groups. And I mean, I would love to know if like other things have happened to other smaller creators and it's just being drowned out because Twitch isn't giving them the same attention that they're giving me. I would love to know, even if it happened in the past, because it's fucking ridiculous. Like, yes, I know these things happen at cons, but when the con literally exists because of your small and big creators, it should not be this kind of an issue where it's like talked about to this extent. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I would love to know. I think you guys should post about it if something happened to you. Like, please do. Oh, I need a minute. Sorry. Give me a sec. But yeah, I'm just very angry. Not just because of what happened to me, but because of what it implies about other people. Because if I wasn't important, there's hundreds of thousands of people that stream on Twitch. Like, I don't know. I genuinely, again, I hate being this kind of person. I genuinely want people to be held accountable and for things to like visibly be changed. But even so, I personally am not going to another TwitchCon. I'm done. 10 years of streaming, I'm done. This is my final TwitchCon. This show will be my final performance. And then I'm going back to streaming video games in my room, in my house that probably has more cameras around it than TwitchCon. But yeah, I hope if this happened to any other creators, you know that you are cared about and people do want to know. And yeah, that was a lot. Sorry guys, I hate the heavy stuff. Really hate the heavy stuff. And I know there's some
Sorry, I love these chatters. These people are like so, like, how much attention seeking can one man engage in, dude? Go to therapy. Very transformative content. It's like, we've been watching it's taken me 2 hours to watch a 40-minute video. I don't know how much more time you want me to add. I'm trying to be not annoying and let her speak. I'm sorry, 2 hours and 40 minutes. That's it. Adding an extra hour and a half to the content is not enough adding. It's like, bro, let me let a woman speak for once, Jesus. Some people at Twitch and Amazon are watching right now. Please just listen. Like, people aren't saying this for no reason. Like, I feel like you guys don't get it or something. Like, I could have literally been stabbed yesterday. Literally. I don't mean to be dark, and that's why I didn't want to keep saying it, but like, she literally could have died. I really don't. I try to bring some levity to stream as often as I can because the world's depressing enough. But like, she could have died. That guy was there for like 2-3 seconds. If he had any sharp weapon.
Like, I have also seen people asking if I'm like taking any type of legal action. I am pressing charges against the guy with the police. As for anything else, I don't know yet because I've been having my manager handle all of those like side conversations. So I have no idea, but I don't, it's just not okay. But at the bare minimum, I will be pressing charges against the guy that was there, obviously. Like, duh. Yes, sir. I mean, it's also kind of funny. I'm literally doing this in TwitchCon. They just gave me an empty conference room to just fucking dispel everything. But yeah, I really feel like there's a lot of key people that are responsible that need to be held accountable, because clearly there's been multiple points of failure for this to have even happened in the first place. And again, forgive me if I'm just rambling in circles, but I do also want to say, yeah, there's a lot of people that work at Twitch that are lovely, amazing, creative people. It's not them, but there's definitely multiple people that their failure allowed this to happen. Multiple people.
Not even just a weapon, but acid attacks and shit like that too. So many horrific things could have happened. I mean, yeah, there was the... there have been at least like a handful of instances this year of like women getting killed while live streaming. Or live streamers, like female live streamers getting murdered by like deranged freaks. I'm not even gonna... It was on the news a week ago? Yeah. It's like... in both Japan and South Korea, it's not out of the realm of possibility. This goes beyond Twitch. It's like a problem with our social economy at large. I mean, yeah, I think it's just heightened when it comes to Twitch. But like realistically, like this shit happens all day, every day across the globe. Like if you look up how many acid attacks happen a year against women for turning someone down, it's like, it's offensive. It's like, it's insane for starters. And then it's offensive. A streamer was murdered while she was live streaming. Yeah. YouTuber stabbed to death as she live streamed on Tokyo Street. Police in Japan on Friday said Friday that they had arrested a suspect in the fatal stabbing of a YouTuber while she was live streaming. Like, have you ever had a similar creepy situation? I will say, like, being as annoying as I am is kind of like a little bit of a blessing in disguise, because I'm so fucking annoying that no one will ever be obsessed with me. Hopefully. And like it sucks because like I think a lot of mentally unstable people who commit these like violent actions, they will project all of their like wants and desires onto this one person, and that's why they get like super hyper obsessed, and then they get like delusional. And obviously like there are other mental health problems that person is already experiencing. That's why they're already doing that. It's not like, at no point am I trying to say that any of this is like victim blaming at all. Or like, I'm not trying to victim blame at all, because like, it just so happens that a lot of people that come off as like genuinely caring or really sweet or anything like that, they get fantasies projected onto them. I mean, like Pokey has had stalkers that have like camped outside of her place, outside of her apartment or outside of her housing or whatever. Like so many female streamers that I know have had stalkers. Sweet Anita has had stalkers. So many women have had stalkers. And it's just, it stems from like this, first of all, mental unwellness. Like this, it's like a mental health crisis that these people are experiencing. And this has always been the case. Even go farther back to like traditional celebrities. The same thing has happened there, where traditional celebrities, like actors and singers, have had stalkers that also like, they just project all of their wants and desires onto this person, and they hallucinate what they think this person wants. And like Pokey's talking about how she's had stalkers who thought that they were dating, and like they'll write letters about like, oh, I can't believe it's our 1-year anniversary, and it's like someone that she's like never even spoken to in her life. Like it's terrifying shit. And it's just like, I think I mean, I'm not a psychologist, but I think for a lot of the people that are experiencing like mental health crises, they see these particular streamers, especially female streamers, as being like this like lighthouse for them, and this like beacon for them, that they can save them because they're amazing and they're great and they're such kind women, and they would definitely care for them and all this other stuff. And then they like it explodes into something much worse. And I think I've like there's finally been at least a little bit of a benefit to being the most annoying woman I know. I am the most annoying woman I know. I think, yeah, like, I think 39 Daff also deals with this as well, where she's such a cunt, and like, and I mean that lovingly, that I think a lot of people who are mentally unstable see that and they're like, oh, she's such a bitch. She wouldn't want me. She wouldn't save me. She's like a cold-hearted cunt. And so they don't project their fantasies, because I don't know if you've watched the 39 Daff stream. She just makes fun of everyone. Like, literally just like everyone. So there isn't like a lot to project onto, but like, God forbid that like you just want to make content, and you just want to be fun, and you just want to create like a nice fun environment, and you don't really want to get like super deep into yourself or your opinions or anything like that. Like, you want to provide a stream that's just like fun. Like, and you guys know my opinion on this. Like, that's why the fact that Ethan Klein is like exposing Hassan's secret girlfriend at a time when so many women are saying that they don't feel safe going to TwitchCon is fucking insane. Like, it's actually crazy to me to see so many female streamers say, I don't want to go to TwitchCon because I don't feel safe, and then be like, yeah, just so you guys know, you should, this is who Hassan is dating. It's like, what the fuck? But I'm getting off track. All of that's to say, I think a lot of female streamers who try and like cultivate a warm audience and try and like cultivate a fun space, and they don't want to like divulge every single personal detail in their life, because I'm very pro not divulging every personal detail. I don't think people are owed every personal detail about your life just because you make content. It kind of doesn't matter what content you make. You should just be able to make content and not have to share, again, every single detail about your personal life. And it's so gross that people see streamers and they're like, oh, well, you're not sharing this because you're trying to get people to secretly be obsessed with you. It's like, what the fuck? Or maybe people just don't feel comfortable sharing their personal information on the internet. Maybe just that. And so I think a lot of creators who, you know, they just want to make content, they just want to play games, and they just want to like foster a fun environment. I think, unfortunately, they become kind of like magnets for psychotic freaks, which is like, what a shit situation. You try to make an environment that is like welcoming, and then you also have these sick freaks in there as well. Like, Jesus. Like, it's not quite irony, obviously, but it's just like so fucked. And I will say, I think I've been spared creepy situations, or like I've been spared this stuff just because I'm very annoying and I make all my opinions against my will, by the way. I wish I could hold my tongue a little bit, but I literally fucking can't. I just can't stop fucking being annoying, and I can't not shut the fuck up. I can't shut the fuck up. And I think that detracts a lot of the crazy people. I think that's like, a lot of people are just like, ew, what the fuck is wrong with her? Ew. Again, I don't want anyone to think that that's me trying to victim blame, even a little bit. I think it's so fucked that like, you want to make an environment where you just like play games, or you just speedrun, or you just have a good time with friends, and that some people will take that as an invitation to be psychopaths. It's fucking crazy. Besides better response after the fact, what in reality could be done besides having guards stand even closer to the streamer? I think that, so like Emiru kind of talks about it, and like circling back to something that she said earlier, there were people that were like walking in from like the back that weren't allowed to do that didn't have clearance to do that. There were people that were just like walking in without their like getting their passes like validated, that were just cutting the line, being like, yeah, we're with that guy, which is unacceptable. Like, there should be a secure area, and there should be like secure entrances and secure exits, and all of them should be guarded. No one should just be able to just like waltz in willy-nilly. You shouldn't be able to just be like, no, I'm with those people, and then just like leave, like, or just go in. Like, that's not, yeah, sure. Imagine a stalker being like, this Denims girl can't shut the fuck up. I'm not going to stalk her. I wish stalkers were so easily dispatched. No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying, like, because I'm so annoying and I don't shut the fuck up, and I offend a lot of people with my words, there's not that much that you can project onto me. Like, I already, there are so many people immediately that like I dissuade from being interested, or like being interested in projecting their fantasies on me by shitting on like half the animes I've watched. That it's like, she could never be my wife. She didn't even really like Frieren. She didn't think Frieren was the best anime ever. She thinks Code Geass is better than Frieren. What the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I mean? What? Don't Don't do that. Don't do that. I don't know why my phone was like, I'm going to call some random person on your phone.
The mullet rolls are gone, people.
Open presents. Thank you so much for the 25 gift subs. Thank you. Code Geass is better though, right? Right? Thoughts on Hunter x Hunter? Hunter x Hunter is the best. Okay, this is mildly controversial because there's so many One Piece fans, but in my opinion, Hunter x Hunter is the best shonen anime. Don't get me wrong, you know, like as a Bleach enjoyer, it was my first shonen. It was my favorite shonen for a very long time. As someone who's watched hundreds of episodes of One Piece, it's good. As someone who's watched hundreds of episodes of Naruto, it's good. Like, but Hunter x Hunter is just like, it's just too peak. I'm sorry. It's just too peak. I've watched a lot of shonen. Hunter x Hunter takes the cake. I'm sorry. The pacing is, other than like the last arc in the most recent anime, the pacing is just, and I love the characters are great. And also the power scaling in Hunter x Hunter is better than every other shonen anime I've ever seen. One Piece, it feels like the power scaling is like a little bad, where they do the meme of like everyone is just barely strong enough for every fight. Whereas Hunter x Hunter, it does feel like the power scaling makes sense. It does feel like in instances where someone is weaker, power-wise, they have to think creatively to win. So, I'm sorry. Fights in One Piece don't matter in that sense. I really appreciate Chainsaw Man. I watched a little bit of it. It's not bad. I mean, it's not bad. It's just not like, I think the problem with Chainsaw Man was just like, none of the characters clicked for me. I was just like, yeah, this is okay. Yeah. But also, Chainsaw Man is like, it's more seinen than it is shonen, I feel like. Like, it's, stop. I'm not asking Siri to do anything. Please stop. Please stop activating Siri, please. I don't even have Siri activated. I don't know why it's activating. It's definitely a seinen. I mean, it's like really dark. I don't know. How autistic are you? I don't know. What's the scale? We're talking from like a scale of loves trains to has too much Tylenol? Like, what are we talking? Anyways, yes. Moving on. Yeah, it's just a fucked situation, I think. Were you an Inuyasha fan? No. I've tried to get into Inuyasha as an adult. It doesn't click, but I think that's just because like if you try and watch any old shonen, it doesn't hit as hard. Like I tried to like go back and watch like Bleach, and I'm like, this shit is not that good. How did I watch all of this and like it? But okay, there's like 6 more minutes. Let's finish it. Let's finish this.
For sure. I don't have any doubt about that, especially because of the fact that they flew out the global head of Amazon to talk to my manager and my security guard today. But yeah, we're gonna do our show with Will and Baby No Money. We're gonna try to have fun. During it, I know a lot of you guys are so mad, but I'd prefer if we could just not talk about it, just like focus on the show and like the people in the show, not just be spamming like fuck Twitch or whatever, you know? Yeah, cause like I said, there's a lot of people that worked on the show that had absolutely nothing to do with what happened yesterday. I would like for them to still, you know, be able to have a good show and, you know, feel like people enjoyed it, and that it was fun. Cause I didn't do a lot of work on the show. Like I came up with a lot of the concept, but I only did probably like 1 to 2% of the actual setup and production. So yeah, I don't want to be unfair to those people. Yeah, I have to head over there in like 5 minutes. Whew. I do have one more thing to say, but just give me a sec. Guys, no one's gonna be mad at me if I go home and play League of Legends at this point, right? Like, I fucking deserve it, okay?
Deserving League of Legends is crazy work.
Bonnie said I have a weird mouth tick when I'm stressed. And I feel it. Alright guys, 5 minutes to showtime.
Okay, yeah, I think that's mostly it, but I don't want to miss anything on the off chance. If it's not too disrespectful, let's just speed through the last like minute or two.
Like I said, I'm okay. I'm fine because I'm not like saying this.
She kind of chipmunked now that I put her on 2x.
Like trying to like sound tough or something. I'm genuinely just built different. Like I'm used to this shit. I can handle it. I can like go live and do shit after. But there's so many people that like I would never want this to happen to someone else. Most people would just cancel their show and went home probably, and I don't think anyone would fucking blame them. But yeah, I worry a lot for small creators. like small creators, even medium-sized creators who can't afford 1, 2, 3 security guards, comment shit like this. I don't know. Just be safe out there, guys. Try to be smart. Stick with your friends in your group, and yeah, don't be afraid to talk or ask for help if you ever need stuff. And then as a community, we need to stand up for each other and look out for each other and talk about things when things happen to each other. And the last thing that I want to say is I didn't really get a chance to talk about it because of all the things that were happening, but I kind of wanted to apologize for some people were talking about the clip of me getting kind of emotional at the end of the RV trip. That shit kind of slipped out, but there's a lot of things that I haven't wanted to talk about that I think I will probably be talking about when I get home from TwitchCon. So, just want to let you guys know about that. Yeah, thank you guys for the support. And I should probably head over to the getting ready area for the show because I think that the other people in the show are already there getting dressed, so I'm gonna go talk to them. So, Alec, you can put on a BRB, and then soon there should be like a show starting soon. Thing will be like 10 minutes or so, and then showtime. But yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for letting me rant about all this. Yep. Love you guys. And yeah, look out for each other. I'll see you all in 10 minutes. I'm gonna end this here, and then we're gonna go to a BRB. So hopefully some of you guys will watch the show. Bye.
Yeah, it's just like Twitch really desperately needed to not fuck up on this front, and they fucked up real bad. This was like the one, like, I don't know how else to explain this and say this, but like this was the one TwitchCon that they needed to not choke on this. Like, the entire convention could have been so fucking boring and there could have been nothing to do the entire convention. The one thing they needed to do was make sure security was there. Like, they should have just like cut literally every single booth and only had security. Like, that, it was so important that they would do that. And they didn't do it. It was just so, oh, fuck. Did we already cover Amaranth and her abusive husband, Nick Lee, shamelessly, despicably jumping on the Hassani train? Dude, they're just like drama farming and clout chasing. I don't care. It's sad and pathetic. I did want to see this. Apparently Taylor Lorenz said that she won't, she's going to upload the full thing on Wednesday on her YouTube, but let's watch what was uploaded so far. It's just the 2 minutes, I think, right now.
And others. Obviously, we saw one Twitch streamer yesterday, Emiru, get assaulted by a male fan. And a lot of streamers have, especially female streamers, have talked about, the danger that they feel from these sort of toxic, I guess, parasocial kind of creeps. What are you guys doing to prioritize safety? Because I know also a bunch of Twitch content creators said that they were too scared to even come to TwitchCon this year, just in case something like what happened yesterday would happen.
The safety of our creators is the top priority. The challenge we face is a challenge in today's society. It's not limited to Twitch. It extends throughout our society. I do think that when you're live streaming, in many ways, since you control your community and you can ban people, you can make it so that those people that you don't want engaging with you and participating with you aren't there. Okay, it's very different. When I use other short form content and people say all sorts of stuff, well, I can't stop that. But when I live stream, they basically don't bother me. Now, what happened yesterday obviously was something that we care deeply about, securing this environment. We're looking very closely at everything that happened there, and I care deeply about Emmy. She's a friend of mine, and so I want to see how we can support her. This is just something we have to keep working on. I think everyone identifies our tools in terms of trust and safety as the leaders in the industry about helping creators, but that means there's always more work to be done because that's the world we live in now.
Demi had posted earlier today that I guess this fan was allowed to cross multiple barriers at TwitchCon. Why should streamers trust Twitch to keep them safe at TwitchCon? Because I feel like simultaneously this has been such a secure event to the point that even like journalists have had struggled. It is very secure, but here's this man that just walks up and is somehow able to bypass all these things. So why should they trust the platform when slip-ups or, issues like this have happened?
Well, I mean, as you know, I think you toured some of what we do in terms of security. The reality is, even as you do a lot in terms of security in today's world, there are challenges that can present themselves, especially when someone is putting.
The problem is if there are any like holes in the security at any point, people will hyper focus on that. The rest of the security could have been perfect, which it doesn't seem like it was, but the rest of the security could have been perfect. If you just like leave the meet and greet wide open, you're going to get criticized for it, right? Because I remember Vegas, the security was like a little too crazy. Like, they were like on my ass being like, you can't hang your TwitchCon badge off of your fanny pack. It has to be around your neck. And I was like, but I don't have the lanyard anymore. And they're like, we don't care. Go back to your hotel and get the lanyard. I'm like, are you serious right now? What the fuck is, it's visible. It's like right here. We don't care. Go fucking get it. And I was like, God damn. Jesus. Y'all really don't play at all. Christ, I didn't know it was that serious. So I literally had to go back to the hotel, get a lanyard, come back so I can be let in. To be fair, it's Vegas. Yeah, I'm saying like they've had conventions that have had serious security, right? And I'm sure certain parts of this most recent TwitchCon had intense security, but like the meet and greet seems like the most important place to have security. Obviously, besides the entrances and like having metal detectors and people searching bags. Huh? I don't know what this means. Anyways, what was I saying? But yes, the meet and greet seems like the most important place to have it because that's when people are going to get really up close and personal with the content creators. Like that's when the creators are going to be most at risk of being assaulted. The fact that there wasn't enough security and like the so obviously the most clearly important place to have security is obscene. Again, besides the entrances and exits of the convention center, the meet and greet seems like the second most important place, and then they didn't have enough is such a massive fuck up.
Themselves out there, right? And so, you know, we try to work very closely with each creator about what they want to do and what works for them, right? So I don't want to get into any, you know, specifics or details, but part of that is working with creators and, you know, trying to find them. Right now, we're definitely, you know, ramping it up to make sure creators know that we have the resources there to help them figure out what's right for them.
I guess we'll find out what Emiru has to say when she gets back and when she does her stream and talks about whatever she has to talk about. But personally, I feel like there's a reason she didn't bring up Dan Clancy, and it's because I do genuinely think Dan Clancy is trying to make the platform better, but like not doing a good enough job. Like I do think he has like tried, out of all of the CEOs and out of all the people in power at Twitch, he has done the most in terms of talking to creators and reaching out to creators and doing all of these things. But like how do I explain this? There is so much more that needs to be gutted in Twitch. Everyone's saying he's still a CEO, doesn't understand that it's in his financial incentive and it's in the shareholders' incentive to have an event that does well financially that people want to go to. So that line of attack doesn't even make any sense. Him being a CEO means that he wants people to go to TwitchCon and have a good time and spend money at TwitchCon. I just think that like, because like it's the people that they have hired that are chosen to hire other people that are fucked. What makes you think that him talking to creators is anything more than good PR? Well, I think that the way that you talk to the creators and the way that like other creators talk about Dan Clancy is indicative of whether or not Dan Clancy tries. And I feel like most creators who have spoken to Dan Clancy speak positively about their experience with Dan Clancy. And I think like if Emiru wanted to kill shot, she totally could have kill shotted just now and blamed Dan, and she didn't. Again, a lot of creators have personally spoken to Dan Clancy and have had to try and like improve the platform in X, Y, and Z way. I think like, how do I explain this? She can name names if she wants to. I mean, if she's burning as hard as she's burning, which she is. The issue is company-wide, not just the CEO. I don't think she's going to point fingers because if she wants to go legal, I don't think she's going to go legal against Twitch. That seems really counterintuitive. I'm sorry. I don't think she's stupid enough to try and sue Twitch. Suing the platform you're on is like a terrible idea. Look at fucking Dr. Disrespect. It's not a good long-term strategy. I think it's insulting to her intelligence to suggest that she would consider that. But I guess we'll find out on Thursday. Or sorry, not Thursday. I don't know why I said Thursday. Whenever she streams. I don't disagree with CEO as the person responsible for the company. That's where I'm at, where it's like, it is still his job as CEO to ensure that the events go well, to ensure the platform does well. So at the end of the day, the buck stops with him. And the responsibility falls on him. Very America brain to say sue Twitch, yeah. But man, I don't know, because Amazon was involved and they're technically above him. Yeah, sorry, I'm like, he sucks. Don't cope with the mediocrity. I'm personally going to go by the people who've actually spoken with Dan Clancy over some random people who've never spoken to Dan Clancy. And a lot of creators have spoken with Dan Clancy, and a lot of them speak highly about their experience talking to him and feeling like he actually tries to care and tries to implement whatever he can. I'm going to go based on those statements over how I kind of feel about CEOs personally. The reality is that the Twitch staff that was hired at the event clearly didn't give enough of a fuck because they weren't given enough of a memo to care about the safety. It's like, this is so... I think it's also like if you've never planned an event, I think it's hard to understand how many things can go wrong in an event, right? That like you have to be like as the CEO here, he has to be responsible for everything going right in the event, but you also have to delegate. And anyone who's been in a position where they've had to do any amount of like work in planning something, any type of delegating inevitably leads to delegating to the wrong person that doesn't give enough of a fuck. And that's what's happening here. It's like whoever was in charge of security literally didn't give enough of a fuck. Cutie unironically has better security at her events than Twitch. Well, yeah, because Cutie is like so... First of all, Cutie's events don't invite tens of thousands of people. And it's not over the course of like a giant convention center. So it's already a lot easier to manage. And even despite that, during these events, the entire time, she's on comms ensuring everything is going right while hosting, which is generally not the job of someone who's hosting. She literally talks about having extreme OCD. Like, as a fellow type A person, as a fellow OCD haver, although mine is not as debilitating, I would say, because, you know, I can still go on flights and stuff, and there aren't as many ways that it inhibits my experiences and my behaviors. I get the mindset and I get the compulsion where you feel like everything needs to be under control and be done exactly the way that you need it to be done. Cutie works 48 hours a day. Yeah. She's also really paranoid, anxious about shit, hence, since she's been swatted and stalked before, of course, 1 million, billion percent. And so like, and I know that like Cutie struggles with like delegating things because you, again, the second that you delegate to the wrong, and like, I'm sorry, have we not all done group projects before? You ever give one person a very simple task and they fuck it up anyways? You're like, dude, I'll just fucking do the group project. I'll do most of it. Can you just get 5 pictures? And they can't. And you're like, how? Literally how? And then you take the fall for it because you were the one that was in charge of the group. It's like, I gave a very easy task. It's not my how is it my fucking fault that this person failed this very easy task? Are you fucking kidding me? And it's sort of the same thing that's happening where it's like, I'm going based off of the content creators who I respect, who've spoken with Dan Clancy, who feel like he is trying to create a platform that's better for them. At some point, obviously, he is still responsible because he's the CEO. So he's still responsible for what happens at these events, and that can't be avoided. I don't know that Dan Clancy would have appreciated, and I don't think his shareholders particularly appreciate that the security was laughing about the event. If you think Dan Clancy was okay with Emiru sharing a story about how the security was laughing about the event, you're cooked, your marbles are fried. Why would he want bad PR for Twitch? That makes no fucking sense. It's that when you are in charge of micromanaging every single thing and this shit falls apart because you didn't put enough of a focus and you didn't triple and quadruple and quintuple check it, that's still your fault. If you're in charge and you don't put enough, not countermeasures, but like fail safes, it's still your fault. So let's say he hired like 5 different security management companies to improve the security and all of them failed. Again, it's still his fault. It's still his fault because it's his platform, of course. It doesn't mean that he didn't try. It just means it wasn't good enough. You can try as much as you want. If it's not good enough, it's not good enough, right? And currently, it's not good enough, and you need to put a higher priority on this. If that means you have to hire like most of your staff to only focus on security, then that's what you have to do. It's ultimately his responsibility. Absolutely, 100%. 1 million percent. Dan should have known that there wasn't security at the meet and greet. Of course, yes. Again, I don't want any of this to... Obviously, again, if you're in charge, you're in charge. But like, also the inherent seasonality of these events makes it so that companies whose business isn't centered around it tend to consider it as a secondary project. Very few workers dedicated to it. Most of the tasks are carried out by people who are told it's not a priority. And this is the other thing. It's like, I think... I read about this a little bit earlier, or maybe someone in chat wrote it and I was reading about it elsewhere. But security companies that are hired for like internet celebrities don't really take it seriously because it's like, oh, it's just some internet shit. Who cares? And they don't understand like the severity of the situation, and they don't understand that like it's more serious than they think it is. Because I will say the security at Vegas was very good. Like, I don't know if it's just that the standards for like security companies in Vegas are better, or that they lucked out and got a better company. But the security at Vegas was locked the fuck. It was a little too locked down. It was a little bit too much, okay? They were being a little excessive, honestly. to be quite honest with you, okay? If you have bad security in Vegas, you're dead. Yeah. Whereas, like, evidently in San Diego, not enough good security companies. They had to look a little bit harder and find a different company. And that's the other thing, too. Like, sorry, I don't know why I'm yawning. What was I going to say? Fuck, I forgot. It's clear some see it as a chill gig. Yeah. We had security for a big event once, and they were really rough. It's a thin line. Yeah. Yep. San Diego's probably more used to crowd control, whereas I'd imagine Vegas has more high threat events. Yeah. Fuck you. You made me yawn. Sorry. Moving on. It's just like disappointing for everyone involved. I heard they flew in Amazon head of SEC or head of security. Oh, I wonder. Oh man, wouldn't that blow dick? You host TwitchCon in Vegas and the security's great and everyone fucking loves it. And even San Diego last year, although there was the NMP situation, I know like, there was shit that happens outside the convention, but it's kind of hard to do anything about that. Because it's not like they can just have their security guards roaming outside of the convention center. And then like, oh, dude, I would be, if this is what happened, if like Dan got told to shut the fuck up because the Amazon head of security walked in and said, we got this, dude. Clearly you don't know what you're fucking doing. And they fucked it up and then he has to take the fall. That would be, oh my God. If that's what happened, I would be so fucking pissed. That would be so fucked. Oh my God. I don't know how many of you guys have ever had to take the fall in a workplace. Very mold-inducing. Would love an online greater politics fam stream event. Yeah, I do definitely want to do something like that. It's just like, again, event planning is so... I've tried to like plan so many different events and like I need the events to be perfect. So I never end up doing anything because I'm like, no, this isn't good. This isn't good. This isn't good. And that's the other problem too. It's like planning events is not... It's not easy. It is not an easy task. I don't know how Cutie plans as many events as she does. It's not fucking easy. That shit is fucking exhausting. And then people will be like, just delegate. You're not supposed to do everything yourself. And then you delegate and then some fucking piece of shit security team is like laughing about the fact that one of your streamers was assaulted. It's like, I would not want to wake up to this fucking headline and be like, God fucking damn it. And then you're also like, do you think Dan personally runs the fucking Twitter account? Of course not. Of course he doesn't personally run the Twitter account. Of course not. Oh my God, waking up to that fucking Twitter account message, it's like, what the fuck? Cutie hates delegating? Yeah, she delegated last time I checked, or last time I looked into it or whatever, and spoke to her, she said that she only has like 1 or 2 assistants that she trusts to actually do things correctly, which is insane. That's not enough people to run an event, and they do it anyways. But all in all, it doesn't matter because you have to take security seriously, dude. You have to. What would you done if you showed up and saw security not giving a single fuck anywhere? You would make it your top priority. I don't feel good giving Clancy a leash on that. Of course not. Of course not. I'm not saying that. I think the problem is if you ever try and like have a nuanced conversation about anything ever like half of the people hearing what you're saying think that you're trying to make excuses for someone. And at the end of the day, if you're not cut out for the task, you're not cut out for the task. Like we can have a reasonable opinion where we can say, yeah, I'm going to have to make an assumption that because so many of the Twitch streamers who meet Dan Clancy, they appreciate him and they say that they felt heard, that they're not lying about that because that's an insane thing to lie about. With all of that in mind, and despite all of that, this is still his fuck up because this is still his company that he's in charge of. You can have both of these opinions at the same time. It's really not difficult. Okay. You don't think they would say nice shit about their boss? LOL. Delusional at Denims. I don't even have words. I don't even have words. I don't. Famously, Twitch streamers never make fun of Jeff Bezos. Famously, Twitch streamers never make fun of Amazon. Famously, no Twitch streamer has ever made fun of Dan Clancy, ever. Famously, this has never happened in the history of Twitch. No, you're right. I should just be a total chimp and just give you what you want. Dan Clancy is evil. We need to take him down. Let's go revolt, everyone. Get the pitchforks. This is Dan Clancy personally wanted streamers to get assaulted at TwitchCon because it would improve the shareholders' value of Twitch. That's a sentence that makes sense. Come on, dude. Call it incompetence, which is what it actually is. No, the CEO is so evil. Ignore all the streamers that say they like him. It's like, no, it's fucking incompetence. Just call it what it actually fucking is. I don't understand why we're being fucking idiots about this. It's not hard. It's not hard to have a not fucking stupid opinion about what the CEO is in charge of and whether or not he did a good job, whether or not he did a bad job. You guys want like a fucking title that says, Dan Clancy is 100% fucked. He is 830% done. It is over for Dan Clancy. Should I make that my headline so that you can feel cocoa meloned out? Is that what should I put the fucking goddamn fruits that are dancing around the screen so you can feel like you can stim? You're like, yes, this is what I'm looking for. I don't want nuanced conversations about incompetence versus evil. Evil. It's so annoying. Just go watch slop if you want to watch slop. No one's stopping you. That would actually help. I know, right? Hanlon's razor is a tough concept. I know. It's like, only if you have the blonde, bald baby. How can they be blonde and bald? Big red letters saying it's over for 5 videos in a row. Yeah.